everybody, so I am doing this video today. This is inspired by Amiyah Scott. The hair is inspired by this photo. The makeup inspired by this photo. So I'm really in love with this. If you don't know who Amiyah Scott is, she's an actress, a model, and a total trans icon. So that's why I had to add her onto this list, of course. So I really hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you so much for watching. It truly means more to me than I can ever describe. Amiyah, if you see this, thank you so much for being a shining light in this community and providing us with glamour and beauty. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye! Bye! Okay, everybody, we're starting with Louise Eye Base on the eyes. I'm going to be using the Profusion and Jurassic Park palette today. The colors I'll be using are the first color in the top left, the fourth color in the first row, the fifth color in the first row, and then the first color in the second row. So I'm using a matte kind of medium toned brown in my crease. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a matte darker brown on the outer kind of V area. And I am going to be blending that all over the lid. I made sure everything was very blended and no stark lines. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that outer corner color. By the way, love the colors I used in this palette. I haven't used that much of it, to be honest. I just used the colors I mentioned, but they were beautiful. I really, really enjoyed the quality of them, so I just wanted to mention that. With the first color in the palette, it's kind of like this shimmery nude gold neutral leaning. I don't know, it's a very beautiful color, and I put that on my inner corner, and then to really soften it and make sure that it doesn't really look like I have anything on the inner corner, I just blended that out like crazy with the mid-tone neutral brown. So you can see they're really blending it. I didn't want it to be like super shimmery or anything like that. For the liner today, I'm going to be using the P. Louise Raver eye paint. And I use a very thin line for that. You want to make sure that it's thin, because if it's thick, then it does crumble. So those are the colors you can see me showing there. For the brow bone, by the way, I did use the first color in the second row. I just wanted to mention that. Then so like I said, the P. Louise Raver eye paint. Nice thin coat. You don't need a lot because it's very pigmented. And you also want to use a thin layer of the pigment over top of it. The pigment I'm using is the P. Louise Raver The pigment I'm using over top of the Raver eye paint is the Stargazer 205 Neon Eye Dust. So this is something that you really want to be cognizant with being thinner on as well too, because if you put liquid eyeliner over top of this, it will crumble and flake. So I do a patting motion, but then I swipe to make sure that none of that's going to crumble off. Then I go ahead with the Made by Mitchell Black Milk Graph Ink Liquid Eyeliner. I was going to use a different liquid eyeliner on top of this, but it wasn't as black as I needed it to be. And I love this Made by Mitchell one because it's really inky and really pigmented. Then I'm just cleaning up that outer perimeter to make sure that it's a nice sharp wing. I just got a text. Could you guys hear my text? I'm going to have to listen back to that. I'm curious if you could. It's like a little vibrate. Anyway. Then I am applying these rhinestones. I'm using some Ardell lash glue and placing the rhinestones where I believe Amiyah had hers. Then I'm curling the lashes and I'm using the Benefit They're Real Magnetic Mascara. And I'm going to be applying some custom lashes. Really making sure though, because this is a pigment, I really want to make sure that the lashes get coated because I want them to be as dark as possible. I don't want there to be any kind of pink showing between my lash and the false lash. So I'm just going ahead and plopping that on. For the skin, I am using the NYX Plump Right Back Plumping Serum and Primer. And for brows, I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Then I'm going to go ahead on the skin and use the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer and the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Foundation. Excuse me, I think I might be getting sick. And for under the eyes, I wanted to mention, I use my finger because it gives a nice airbrush look. I really find that kind of rubbing it in like a lotion, it does kind of get into those pores and look airbrushed to me. I use a sponge on the rest of my face, but just under my eyes for my concealer, I do my fingers. I was really surprised. I was using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Foundation and I was using my summer color because I'm thinking like, oh, it's only like early September. Bitch, I need to switch to my winter color already. It's not good, really. I lose my nice summer glow in no time. And when I say my summer glow, I mean I look about half a shade different. Anyway. So because this was a bit darker, I went back in with the Juvia's Place concealer because that's lighter and just kind of put that in some places, blended it, and then that kind of lightened up my base. So you could see me doing that there. Just lightening up the base. Then for bronzer contour situation, I use the e.l.f. Light Medium Halo Glow Contour. I always use this just on the perimeter of my face, just because I want to make sure that there's, like I said earlier, no stark lines. I don't like a stark, like, cheekbone cut or anything like that. Did you hear my throat just make that noise? Honestly, there's going to be so many subliminal noises in this, like my text and then my throat. I'm sure my stomach will go soon. I could crack a bone. Anyway, so yes, and then I'm going to be using the Made by Mitchell Party Pink Blush. Still the worst name. Should have just been liquid blush, but that's not my business. Oh my god, my stomach just went. Did you hear that? Okay, it's getting weird. Blending that out to make sure that, like I said, no stark lines, and I want to I like to darken up the perimeter of my face and keep the center of my face very light and bright. And that helps me kind of blend in the darker foundation as well too. when the center is light and the outer is dark, it's kind of doesn't give like mask appearance, you know what I mean? Then I'm using that Party Pink Blush Made by Mitchell. And I am just using that along the kind of outside of my cheeks and then blending that in. I'm not the biggest fan of it being directly on the apple, because if you smile and it's on the apple and then you take away your smile, the blush kind of droops a bit. Then I'm using the MAC Studio Fix powder. This is the Shivering White powder, and I am going to be going over my whole face, shivering white under the eyes, whole face with my normal skin color, like NC15. And I'm using the e.l.f. Soft Luminance High Definition Setting Powder. I start along the hairline and kind of fan it in to make sure that I don't put the bulk of the product under my eye, because that can give a cakey under eye. So start at the hairline and then move the product inwards, as opposed to starting under the eye and moving the product outwards. Then I am going to go ahead and set the face. Any portion of the face that I see is not set, I'll go back and set it, but I run my fingers along the face to make sure that there's no tugging or pulling, anything like that. Then I will go ahead with the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronze. This is Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is a direct dupe for this. So if you're looking for this at a cheaper price, I definitely recommend Butter Bronzer. Then I'm using the She Glam Tangerine Lightweight Matte Blush. And for under the eyes, I'm just going to be using Made by Mitchell in the Nude All Smudge No Budge Pencil. And for lips, I'm going to use the NYX Peekaboo Neutral Lip Pencil and the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velvet Trap in Diet Mannequin and in Pink Messiah. But first, I'm going to apply Colourpop Flexetarian on my cheeks. And then I'm going in with the lip liner and the lipsticks. So I apply the lipsticks. I do Diet Mannequin on my lips. And then to kind of give it a little bit of a pink, I used Pink Messiah over top of it. And that just gave it a nice little push towards it, leaning to pink as opposed to brown. I hope that makes sense. Then I used the Cream Shop and Hello Kitty Celebrate Setting and Priming Spray, and I just used that to set the whole mug. And then I use a fan to dry myself up. I didn't use any gloss or anything like that, but yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy the video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share my videos where you can, because it truly does help me when you do share them. So anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Bye!